ورقها خورد دنیا و دو چشمت همچنان زنده است. ورقها خورد دنیا و دو چشمت همچنان زنده است. برغم آب و باد و خاک و آتش آسمان زنده است. کسی در خاطر آینه تاریخ روشن نیست، فقط تصویر خونین تو در ذهن زمان زنده است. به دوش بادها گم می شود هر لحظه فانوسی و تنها چلچراغ چشم تو در این میان زنده است. تو تحلیل رفتن در مه و شب نیست امکانش. نفسهای دو تا صبح قیامت بیگمان زنده است. شعاع هیچ موج را توانی بر تو بودن نیست. صدایت در میانی بوق و کردای زمان زنده است. شهادت بارهایت زنده تر گرداند و می‌بینند که بعد از مرگ بودا سنگ و چوب بامیان زنده است. شهید مردمی بی خانمان گشتی و بعد از آن چراغی در تمامی خانه‌های شهرمان زنده است. شعر از شاعر پر افتخار کشور ما استاد بشیر رحیمی است. افتخار دارم که ایشان هم در جای مردم ما در این شهر زندگی می‌کنند. در این قسمت از برنامه دعوت میکنم از خواهر گرامی زهرا عطایی که مقاله ایشان را تحت عنوان احیای هویت در اندیشه شهید مزاری به زبان انگلیسی ترتیب داده است تا تشریف آوریشان در جایگاه تشویقشان کنید.
Distinguished community members and all those gathered here today. Reviving identity and the thought of Atayee Mazari. For many communities, identity is not simply a matter of culture or heritage. It is a struggle for recognition, dignity, and justice. Throughout history, marginalized groups have fought not only to survive, but also to have been seen, heard, and respected. Among those leaders who gave voice to such struggles was Atayee Mazari, widely known as Baba Mazari. Through his courage, vision, and sacrifice, he inspired a powerful awakening of identity among Hazara people and called for a society built on equality, justice, and mutual respect. His message continues to guide new generations who seek to understand who they are and what it means to stand proudly for their identity. Mazari believed deeply in the principle that all human beings deserve equality, dignity, and justice regardless of ethnicity, religion, and background. At a time when Afghanistan faced deep division and injustice, he courageously raised his voice for those who had long been silenced. For Mazari, reviving identity was not about creating division among different groups. Rather, it was about ensuring that every community could participate equally in the sharing the future of the nation. The history of Hazara people reflects both deep suffering and extraordinary resilience. Over many generations, Hazara has endured discrimination, displacement, and violence, yet their identity has never disappeared. Instead, their culture, language, and tradition has been survived through strength, unity, and hope. This resilience demonstrates how identity can ensure even in the face of hardship. Leaders like Shahid Mazari helped transform this resilience into political awareness and collective dignity, reminding that Hazara people that their identity was not a weakness, but a source of strength and pride. One of Mazari's most significant contributions was encouraging the Hazara community to rediscover and emphasize their identity. For generations, many Hazara have faced exclusive and marginalization, often leading to feelings of invisibility and powerlessness. Mazari challenged this reality by reminding people of their history, cultural heritage, and collective strengths. He believed that when individuals understand their identity and value their culture, they gain the confidence to demand for justice and equality. Mazari's vision extends far beyond a single community. While he strongly defend dignity and rights of Hazara people, he also advocated for a democratic and inclusive society for all ethnic groups in Afghanistan. His philosophy emphasized unity through respect and equal participation. He believed that true nation unity could only exist when every group felt recognized and represented. For many young people today, like me, Mazari's idea remains a powerful reminder that identity should never be a source of shame or fear. But instead, identity can become a foundation for confidence and social progress. His message encouraged a new generation to emphasize their cultural roots while working toward justice through education and peaceful CBC engagement. For me, the meaning of identity became personal through a childhood conversation with my grandmother. I still remember sitting beside her as a child, listening to her stories with curiosity and innocence, trying to understand who we are as a pupil, as a human being. One day I asked her a simple question: who are we? And why do we call ourselves Hazaras? And what is the benefit of being Hazara? She smiled and gently laughed before asking me another question. Do you know who Baba Mazari is? I answered honestly, no. She then said something that has stayed with me for years. Go and learn about Baba Mazari. Through him, you will discover who you are. I was confused and asked how it was possible to understand my own identity through someone else's. My grandmother explained that Baba Mazari was more than a political leader. In her words, he was the reminder, the voice, and the guiding mind of Hazara people. She told me he fought so that our community could have the rights and dignity that every human being deserves to have. Curious, I asked another question. Do we have everything now? Do we have equal rights with other people, like other people in the world, or at least in our country, in our community? My grandmother passed and answered thoughtfully. Not yet, but we have the beginning of the road. Baba Mazari drew the map for us. What we need now are people who will walk that path and continue the journey to claim what belongs to us, right and dignity that have been taken away for so long from us as a Hazara people. That conversation stayed with me as I grew older. It helped me realize that identity is not simply something we inherit. It is something we must understand, protect, and strengthen. Learning about Mazari helped me understand the struggles and resilience of Hazara people and the importance of standing for justice. For members of Hazara dispersed and living in diverse communities such as Vancouver across British Columbia, remembering Hazara Mazari's message also mean carrying forward the value of dignity, resilience, and unity. Living in multicultural society allows us to celebrate our identity while contributing positively to the border communities. Mazari's life ultimately became a symbol of sacrifice for justice and equality. Even after his murder, his ideas continue to inspire individuals and communities to stand against injustice and defend human dignity. His legacy lives not only in history, but also in the determination of those who continue to the struggle for recognition and fairness. Reviving identity, as Mazari envisioned, is not only about remembering the past, it is about building the future. When communities recall their identity and take pride in their heritage, and they strengthen their ability to shape a better world for generations that follow them after. There is a poem that I've written about voice of identity that is, I'm talking to Baba Mazari, who taught us what is the meaning of justice and equality and right, and the pride of being Hazara and being the member of Hazara community. In valleys where silence once lived, a voice rose stately and broad, not seeking power or glory, but calling for justice and light. He spoke for the forgotten people, for hearts that carried unseen scars, turning sorrow into courage, guiding hope like distant stars. Mountains still echo his message of dignity that will not fall. For when identity awakens, freedom begins for all. Through the road was filled with trains, and the night seemed cold and long. The dream of equality remains alive in every hopeful song. The legacy of Abdul Ali Mazari reminds us that identity is not only about remembering who we are, but also about shaping who we will become. His life and struggle continue to inspire people to stand against injustice and defend the dignity of every human being. For the Hazara community and for all who believe in equality and justice, Mazari's vision remains a guiding light. He was a light through the darkest moment of all Hazara people, especially right now, in a moment that history is repeating again. Being Hazara is still part of something that we cannot proudly say in Afghanistan. Because being Hazara, there's no right, there's no freedom in Afghanistan. So now, as a young generation, we have to remind ourselves who he was, what road he drove for us, what map he made for us to walk path through that road and make ourselves proud of ourselves and who we are, and make a road for our next generation to tell that they can proudly say we are Hazara and we are part of the community that have been suffered too much, have been faced a lot of struggles, genocide, and seen. We have not been a part of the policy. So we have to walk through that path again. His voice may belong to history, but the path he drove toward justice, dignity, and identity is a road that future generations must continue to walk. Thank you so much for listening.